woven into a fabric as rebellious as our roots. We race, outdrive, outlast, outfeel. Joy, pain, angst, pride, until one driver emerges. Winner. Defiantly unapologetic, authentically NASCAR.
Roll Tide and welcome to this Thursday edition of Crimson Drive, driven by NASCAR. This is Roger Hoover. Great to be with you in our Tuscaloosa studio at Saban Field, Bryant-Denny Stadium. Crimson Tide just wrapped up scrimmage number 2 of fall camp, so a very important week of Alabama football practice is wrapping up here in Tuscaloosa. We're also looking forward to the start of Alabama soccer at home, as well as volleyball. A great time here on campus as we're getting closer to September and the start of the new football season. We'll take a look at what's coming up on the show, plus our headlines for today, thanks to our friends RJ Young. RJ Young is the official technology solutions provider of Crimson Drive. Let's see what's on the show this afternoon. Well, first of all, we'll talk soccer with Mason Smith, one of the captains for the Crimson Tide coming into this season as we prepare for Alabama against TCU later tonight in Tuscaloosa. Then we'll catch up with Laney Hennessy of the Alabama volleyball team. They're still a week away from their first game, but we're looking forward to Alabama starting its season here in 2026. And then speaking of football, we'll round out the show by hearing the Monday press conference from earlier this week from Ryan Grubb, the offensive coordinator of the Crimson Tide, as we get closer to the start of the new football season. Sticking with football, the second scrimmage today under brutal heat in Tuscaloosa at Saban Field at Bryant-Denny Stadium. Another important step for the Crimson Tide getting ready for the season to begin. Earlier this week, we also saw that Alabama is ranked number 13 in the preseason AP poll, getting ready for the season to start. And the start of it all will be coming up on September 5th, Alabama against ECU. Kickoff at 11, radio airtime at 8 o'clock. And speaking of radio airtime, last night we did have our first edition of Hey Coach and the Kalen DeBoer Show presented by Alpha Insurance. Chris Stewart was joined in Millbrook, Alabama by Bob Baumhauer, Crimson Tide legend, as well as our outstanding team, along with Chris and I on the Crimson Tide Sports Network, Tyler Watts and Damian Square giving their thoughts on Alabama. So if you missed that last night, it's available on demand on the Alabama Insider Podcast. Over to Crimson Tide Athletics, the Crimson Tide soccer team had a great road trip to St. Louis and Memphis, picking up 2 quality wins against 2 very quality teams that are perennial NCAA tournament contenders in the Billikens and the Memphis Tigers. 2 great late wins as well, so Wes Hart's team has been clutch. Alabama now ready for a top 20 showdown later tonight against TCU. 7 o'clock will be the start time. The match will be streamed on SEC Network Plus. I'll be on the call with Haley McDonald for that. Hope you can join us for Alabama soccer, getting ready to begin its home portion of the schedule tonight. William Jennings, congratulations to him. He'll be part of the USA Walker Cup team, getting ready for that great event this fall. We saw Nick Dunlap on that team a few years ago. Great tradition for Alabama in the Walker Cup. That continues with William Jennings. And speaking of volleyball, we'll have an interview with Laney Hennessy coming up later in the show. Their season will start next week in Tuscaloosa on Friday, August 28th at Foster Auditorium. So it's all happening for Alabama volleyball, soccer, and of course football as we get ready for the season to begin. But today on the show, we start with soccer. Mason Smith is back for the Crimson Tide this season, really anchoring that back line of defense for head coach Wes Hart. She joins us to talk about the start of the season for Alabama and what we can expect this year from the Crimson Tide.
Mason, rolled Tide. The season is almost here. You excited to get the games finally going?
Yes, I'm so excited. It's coming so quick. I think we're ready.
Yeah, and you've had a little extra time to get ready this season. What's been kind of the focus from Wes Hart and all the coaches for you guys getting ready to start this year?
I think so far just using that extra time that we have to, get the pieces together, get the relationships built. We came in with a great foundation, and then just putting the little on the field game specific stuff together has been a really big focus for us.
What do you see your role being this year for Alabama?
I think definitely more of a leader. I'm excited to kind of step into that, being more of a vocal presence on the field, helping, the underclassmen find their voices, find their roles, and then just, being a competitor on the field at practice, keeping the standard high, I think is a big thing I'm going to try and focus on this year.
And congratulations to you as well as Melina Rabembis, captains for this team. How exciting was that, getting the news that you would get to be in that very formal leadership position? That's very important in soccer.
Thank you. It was really exciting. I'm super honored to be able to have that role for this team. I think we have a great group of girls, and to be able to be one of the leaders is really just an amazing honor. So definitely not going to take it lightly.
Does it make you think back to when you were just getting started as a freshman and some of the leaders that helped you along? Who were some of those key people you leaned on?
Yeah, there was a bunch. I would say my freshman year, definitely Gianna Paul, obviously, is great. Great leader on the field, just to look up to her and all she's accomplished. Brooke Steer was big for me as a center back, just to play next to her, learn from her. Jessica Skorka as well. She's just such an awesome presence on the field too. So just to take little things, as well as Maria Venori, she was a big, big mentor for me. So just to take little bits of what I've learned from them and try to apply to now this new role is going to be really big for me.
Again, we've seen you a lot as a defender for the Crimson Tide, sometimes a center back, different spots on the pitch, and that means you're going up against some of the best forwards, goal scorers in the SEC. Just how much has that helped kind of sharpen your skills going up against the best every single match?
Yeah, it's definitely been a tough task. It was a bit of a learning curve when I first got here, but I think just relying on what I'm good at, being smart, thinking through things before. I might not be as fast as, some of the girls will face, but just making sure to find the right times to be physical, to not be physical, and just learn every game, I think is huge as well, because all the forwards play differently. And then going into the game, if we kind of know what to look for, I think that'll be super helpful for all of us defenders.
And what's most important in terms of communication with the rest of that back line?
Yeah, I think the communication is huge. We have a lot of experienced girls too that I think can add to not only the communication but just just keeping the level calm. I think that is a really big skill for a defender, is just the composure, especially as high level and high pressure the SEC can get at times. Just having the ability to calm down and just connect a simple pass, make a simple play defensively, I think is going to be really big for us, as well as just like the on the field talking, communicating from the experienced leaders as well.
And that's along with the goalkeepers, is right. And Alabama's got some very talented keepers coming back for this year.
Yes, we do. I'm really excited to get to play with all of them, and they're a huge piece of what keeps our back line in order. So we'll definitely rely on them a lot.
Yeah, a lot of great starts for Maddie last year, especially in SEC play, and then Coralie steps up in the NCAA tournament. Just take us through that night from your eyes as the shootout's happening against Northwestern.
Yeah, it was an awesome game. It was really cool to be a part of. A tough game. Like, we battled back and forth all of regulation and then went through overtime, still tied, and then the shootout. I just kind of had a feeling going into it we were going to be fine. Cora's a great PK stopper, I guess you would say. And then our girls also put away their chances. So it was just so exciting to see her step up. I think she had three out of 5 saves, which was crazy. It was really awesome and helped build a lot of momentum for us in that postseason. So it was a really cool night.
Yeah, she gets that final save, and that had to be the best celebration you guys had all year.
Yeah, it was awesome. Everyone was involved, the bench, the coaches. It was amazing. Yeah.
Well, we certainly hope that postseason soccer will come back to Tuscaloosa this year. That's where we are right now, but let's go back to where it started for you. First of all, tell us where you're from.
I'm from St. Louis, Missouri.
Was it always soccer for you? Any other sports?
I've kind of played a little bit of everything. Basketball was also a big one. I played all throughout high school. I ran track. I played field hockey for a little bit. Played softball in there. But basketball and soccer were definitely my two. So I really loved basketball as well. So it was sad when I had to stop. But yeah, soccer's been the main focus for sure.
That's definitely good. So you're one of the people that believes you don't need to specialize in soccer like right away. If you're 5, 6 years old, experiment with some other sports and kind of find your own way.
Yeah, definitely. That was something my parents kind of instilled in me, and I have brothers, so watching them, they weren't soccer players, so I just kind of wanted to do what they did, and I think it's a really big part of kind of what built my athleticism and ability to just read the game. I think basketball and soccer have very similar, of things that happen. So I think that taught me a lot and just helped me build some of that basic athleticism. So I do think it's really important if you can play multiple sports to do so at a young age.
Tell us more about field hockey. We don't see that very much here in Alabama.
I will say,
how does that translate? Yeah.
It was pretty random. It is a lot like soccer. I played my freshman and sophomore year. Besides the stick, obviously, but the movements and the positioning is very similar to soccer. And I think I was a forward, so I kind of just ran, to be honest, but it was fun. I mean, score goals and I love to compete, so it was different, but I think it was definitely a fun time for me.
It's really cool. But again, soccer was the thing. Soccer is what kind of got you on a national radar, as well as on radars of all these colleges that are starting to recruit you. When did Alabama reach out?
I'm pretty sure I heard from them on June 15th that going into my junior year, I was so excited. I had been to an ID camp, I think that spring. So to hear from them that they were interested was really awesome for me, and to get to talk to Wes and the coaches and try and navigate the whole recruiting process was really awesome. And then once I got on campus, I loved it. So it was kind of the decision from there. But yeah, it was a really cool experience for sure.
And what stood out? What made Coach Hart kind of different from the rest of the coaches you talked to?
I think just at the time, seeing how successful the program was that 2022 year, and just seeing how committed Coach Wes and Mike were to like the process and kind of their philosophy with soccer as well, more possession based, but finding times to go forward and keep the ball and be a high pressing, high attacking team was really something that was important to me, and I thought I'd fit in well with that. So yeah, it's been awesome.
Make that decision to come here to Alabama, and then what are you most proud of when you look at the years you've already had here?
I would say definitely just some of my reactions to the adversity I faced. The first year I tore my ACL, and that was the first time I've really had a major setback in my career, and I feel like I dealt with it as well as you could, and I think I came back stronger from it. I learned a ton, and I just think it made me better and as a person too, just able to face, whatever comes my way and feel confident in that, as well as I think made me a better leader too, to be able to relate to some of these girls that are going through that, because it is a tough task as an athlete to not be able to play your sport. So yeah, I think I'm pretty proud of how I handled that, how I bounced back from that, and I'm excited to keep going. Yeah,
now you get to be healthy and play like we've seen for the last bit. And like you mentioned, just trying to mentor those younger players as well. We've seen too many injuries, it seems like, on this team the last few years. So does it get you excited knowing this group's really healthy heading into the season?
Yeah, it's really awesome to see some of the girls that have battled back from injury the last season, throughout the spring. To see them now back in great form, I think speaks volumes to, the staff we have and the rehab, the treatment, all that we have, to be able to get those players back healthy and 100%. It's really exciting because, you feel for those girls that miss out on those opportunities, and then to have them back in the time to start all again, I think is huge. So.
Well, you're a student athlete. We've covered the athlete part of it. How about the student side of it? What has been your major? What have you enjoyed about being a student here at Alabama?
So my major is kinesiology, and then I have a minor in nutrition. I've loved it. I kind of just based it off my interests, to be honest. I'm not sure what I want to do with it after college, but I just really enjoy learning about sports medicine, sports nutrition, all that. So I think the classes have been awesome. I've loved my professors. It's definitely challenging. It's been, especially as I've gotten older, the classes have been more science focused, science heavy, a lot of content, but I feel like I have all the resources I need to be successful, so it's been good.
That's really good. Well, so many people on this campus have made their way to the Alabama Soccer Stadium, supported you guys. What does that kind of support mean, especially when you have huge SEC matches, or like the postseason match we had last year against Northwestern? What does the fan support mean to you?
It means everything. I mean, I think just seeing all those people in the stands, and Tuscaloosa is like a small college town, and big college town, but just to have that community feel. I come from a small town too, and to have that feeling like family and community, and everyone's there cheering you, supporting you on, it really means everything. It gets us going on the field, and I hope we can continue to have it this season for sure.
We look forward to it. Well, Mason Smith, congratulations on everything you've accomplished so far with the Crimson Tide. We can't wait to see what 2026 has in store for you and Alabama. Just thank you for the time you've given us. All the best this season. Roll Tide.
Thank you so much. Roll Tide.
Woven into a fabric as rebellious as our roots, we race, outdrive, outlast, outfeel, joy, pain, angst, pride, until one driver emerges. Winner. Defiantly unapologetic. Authentically NASCAR.
Our thanks to Mason Smith. Now we turn our attention to volleyball and to Laney Hennessy, who did not get to compete for the Crimson Tide last season, working her way back from an injury, but she is ready to go for Rashinda Reed this season. We talk about her journey to Alabama and what to expect from Alabama volleyball this fall.
Laney, Roll Tide. How's everything going?
Good. Roll Tide.
We're certainly glad to have you here. What's the preparation been like to get the season going for you, Coach Reed, and the Crimson Tide this year?
We've put in a lot of hard work this summer. We've had lots of open gyms, lots of lifts, and honestly, we're looking pretty good in the weight room and really good in our open gyms, and we just started with Coach Rashinda.
Well, that's really exciting as you get set for the season to begin. Volleyball season is always interesting. You have a lot of matches kind of early in the year before the schedule gets spaced out a little bit more in SEC play. What do you like about as your team kind of forms together early in the season playing so many matches?
I like it because you get to see like where you're at before you start conference play and playing against these bigger teams. So I like it because you get to just like see what you're made of before the season actually starts.
What do you feel like your role is going to be on the team this year?
I hope to fight for a starting spot. I want to be an outside hitter. I want to play all the way around. So yeah.
Oh, that's outstanding. So again, you're getting ready for now your second season here at Alabama as part of the Crimson Tide. What'd you like about the home atmosphere you guys have at Foster Auditorium being so close to all the fans?
Yeah, it's actually a lot of fun. Our gym is kind of tight. So like everyone kind of packs in there, especially for like the more fun games, I guess you could say. But yeah, it gets super tight and packed in there.
Packed in there and also very loud. I don't think there's a quite a louder arena in the SEC.
Yes, very loud. It's a lot of fun.
Well, that's really good. And there's also been a special emphasis towards volleyball inside Foster Auditorium. Tell us about the new floor you guys have.
Oh my gosh, it's actually so awesome because our old wood floor, I actually had the worst shin splints ever. So this new floor has been awesome. Like my body feels so much better. So I'm so excited we have this new floor. I know my teammates can definitely say the same.
That's outstanding. As you get ready for this year, who are you seeing as some of the key leaders on this Crimson Tide team?
Definitely Kaylee Palmer. She brings a lot of energy and hypeness to the floor. Hannah Perrant, she's very, very vocal and just like gets her job done. I think Deani is a very she's kind of quiet, but she's a very big leader on the team, I would say.
Well, the Crimson Tide getting ready to start this 2026 season, but let's talk more about you and your journey to Alabama. First of all, tell us where you're from.
I'm from Wimberley, Texas.
Where is that exactly?
It's about 45 minutes, an hour from Austin.
What got you into volleyball?
Honestly, all of my friends were playing it, and my mom played a little bit in high school and college, so I was just like, oh, like, let me start.
Come pretty athletic family with your mom playing volleyball?
Yes, sir.
Where'd you play?
A JUCO. It's like no longer a school anymore, so it's like really, really tiny. But
any other sports for you growing up?
I played softball, basketball, and then I ran track.
What made volleyball kind of win out from all those?
Honestly, my dad told me that I would be the best at volleyball, so he's like, just focus on volleyball. But yeah, I played all 3 or 4, I guess, sports until high school or just senior year, and then I stuck with this one obviously for college. But
yeah, some good club experience along with your high school time.
Yes, for sure.
And that I'm sure got you on the recruiting radar.
Oh, yes.
What was that process like as you started to hear from schools all over the country?
Yeah, I honestly had a lot of really good teammates on my team, so that really helped with like getting me noticed. Like one of my former teammates, Henley Anderson, she plays for Texas. She's really freaking good. And I think that kind of helped me get noticed by like bigger schools, I would say, because we had a lot of talent on that team.
And did you really want to be in the SEC? I mean, how much of a selling factor was that with Alabama?
I think honestly, it's just so cool to see how hard this school works for like sports and how like awesome it is here. So like, yeah, like that was like awesome to be like, oh, SEC, Alabama, like heck yeah.
What else really made Alabama stand out from the other schools that were talking to you?
I think just how like eager they were to like have me, like they were excited, like on the phone, they're like, we want you, like they really put an emphasis on that. So that made me feel confident, like, oh, like, yeah, I want to go somewhere where I'm wanted.
And certainly we're wanted by the Crimson Tide. And you made your debut last season. I got to be part of this team, won the Big Bama Award for some energy. We heard from Coach Reed about early last season. Just what'd you learn the most being around this program last year?
Well, last year I actually came in kind of hurt. So I was recovering from
a foot surgery, and then like a month after I was like completely cleared, I had a knee injury. So I mainly sat on the bench last year, but I actually learned a lot about how that can impact people on the court and like how you can lead from the bench and find different roles and like ways to lead and encourage your teammates even if you're not on the floor and even if you're not like competing with them.
And what can you tell us about the training staff too, helping you get back healthy and back on the floor for this year?
Oh yeah, so awesome. Like completely took care of me. My surgery, like PT was awesome. Bo, our athletic trainer, and Bethany, our old athletic trainer, like did a great job of like really making sure I got back to where I was and like even better when I like came back.
Give you a new appreciation for the sport and kind of everything you had missed over the past year.
For sure, yes.
Well, now you're back healthy for the Crimson Tide. Again, playing a fun brand of volleyball. What makes this a good system?
I would say that it's really fast paced in the SEC, so that makes it really fun. And it's just like a different level of competition, so that's really exciting.
So that's everything you're doing on the floor for the Crimson Tide. How about in the classroom? What's been your focus there?
Honestly, I don't love school that much, but I think I try and work hard and like knock it out, just like get it done so I can focus on volleyball afterwards.
Anything you think you may want to do after your volleyball career is done?
I honestly want to stay in sports. I don't know what I want to do yet. Maybe coach, maybe who knows what, but definitely stay in the sports realm.
And with sports in mind too, have you enjoyed kind of getting to explore all the other sports on campus? How much fun are football games? Are you guys able to enjoy mini football Saturdays with your busy volleyball schedule?
I think honestly we can make like 5 this year, which is really good because last year we maybe made 2, but it is like a different level of crazy fun energy. Like it's so awesome. So I've really enjoyed it. And I think I went to a baseball game. That was fun too. It was really packed. I forgot who they played, but it was a lot of fun to watch. Yeah.
Oh, that's outstanding. So as we start to wrap things up, what has you most excited for this year? What should fans expect when they come watch you guys play at Foster this year?
A lot of grit. Like I think that we were ranked pretty low in like the coaches poll this year. I think that we're really hoping to prove some people wrong and turn some heads. I think that we're really working hard in the gym and the weight room, like everything. So I think that we're gonna prove a lot of people wrong. I hope we do.
Can't wait to see that. Laney Hennessy, all the best to you as you start this new season for the Crimson Tide. Just thank you for joining us. Roll Tide.
Thank you. Roll Tide.
And now finally to football. Ryan Grubb has a lot to go on from last week's scrimmage, taking a look at the quarterback play for Alabama. You'll hear him talk about that, plus the offensive line, the wide receivers, the running backs, the tight ends, this offensive group really coming together at this part of fall camp. This footage is courtesy of UA Athletics. It's Ryan Grubb talking to the media earlier this week as Alabama prepared for scrimmage number 2.
There's always different places for different routes, and certainly it depends on defensive structure. But if you get one-on-one matchups where you need to throw the back of the end zone, high ball, on in-cut return stuff, on zone throws, stuff like that, certainly good to have big targets. But the zone guys, the savvy players are just as important. So we've always carried all those different concepts in our bag, so to speak, so that you can utilize whoever's running the best. And so Sedarian, Derek Meadows certainly both fit that bill down there. Thursday scrimmage. Oh my God, like a lifetime ago. 2 tip picks were the low point. I thought that they built momentum after the first couple of series. First 2 series we were just kind of honestly just clumsy initially. Operationally we weren't very good, and that affected how we were executing some plays, and it was quarterback driven. So once we got them over that, we moved the ball effectively. I think 4 straight drives, so that was encouraging to see them pop themselves out of a hole, especially when it happened quick. But the last 2 practices have been 2 of our best days. Not maybe, they definitely have been. So I thought we really have built on some packages there the last couple of days and had a really nice, just got done with a great move the ball session. Had a touchdown, a field goal with the ones on 2 drives, which was awesome.
How close is the decision in your mind?
We're close. I mean, we're getting close to game week. So I would say, by next week we'll have to make that call. Well, I'd probably locate more with the ones. I thought in the last 2 days, we've really kind of finalized our run game package, got all of our gap scheme in, so we're able to expand some of the things that we didn't do in the scrimmage, and really took advantage of all those. And when they were able to put everything together with the ones, I thought they gelled really, really well today, and ran the ball really well, probably the best we have all camp, honestly, especially today. It was hot. A couple long drives starting on the 20, went all the way down the field. So it was really, really good to see. Super encouraged after today.
What has Mal given you at left guard?
Toughness, physicality, and intelligence.
What about Trayshawn at running back?
Man, really, really good empty cut vision, meaning when he gets into a hole, blind cut defenders, he can see and feel that next guy. Very good anticipatory skills, great out of the backfield. Much better pass protector than people would think. They think because he's short, but he plays down the middle of defenders. He got good feet, and he's a smart kid. So impressive young player.
Do you have a health update on EJ?
EJ's doing great. Sooner than later, he'll be back. Definitely not season ending. Fully expect him to be ready for the first football game.
Were you pleased with how the offensive line communicated in Thursday's scrimmage?
No, not initially. But again, I put that back on the quarterback. I think there was too much confusion on, the onset of the football play. When you start to play, you have confusion to start. It's going to be really tough. And one of the things that we improved on, I thought, far too often in the scrimmage, we were getting up to the line of scrimmage and we just weren't taking the line, getting set, and forcing the defense to be set, make our call and move. And we were doing it the opposite. We were milling around, letting them move around, and creating indecision. So I thought, sometimes the guys just need to see it and feel it. And now I really feel like they've started to bring that to life a little bit.
As you said, you didn't expect EJ to miss any time, but given miss any games.
Yeah.
But given the time that he's missed in fall and spring,
Yeah.
What do you expect out of him?
Well, we don't know. To be honest, we don't know. I know he's a really, really tough kid. That's all I've seen from him. And he absolutely loves football. He's been all-in kind of guy, just super impressed with him. So, I'm very optimistic that we're going to be able to get him ready to play and have him out there.
As a decision comes closer at quarterback, have you seen those guys respond? Have they changed their mentality?
I'd say it like this. I said in the meeting room the other day, I think we hit a lull as it was kind of like the look around phase, like what's going on right now. And I think they got through that now. They broke through that with the scrimmage. And I feel like, always coach quarterbacks to be playing with blinders on, just focus on you, the things you need to improve. And I think we lost sight of that a little bit for a few practices and been really, really impressed, especially today on some move the ball situations where both guys were able to just hone in on the things they need to do better and didn't get stuck when it didn't go perfect and were able to keep us moving. So we're getting there.
Thanks to Alabama Athletics for that video. Now it's time to start wrapping up the show by taking a look at what's ahead here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network. It is our last week coming up. That is not a game week when it comes to football. Let's see what's coming up on our schedule. Well, next week we'll be in Tuscaloosa for Hey Coach and the Kalen DeBoer Show at 6 p.m. from Baumhauer's Victory Grill in Tuscaloosa. We look forward to that show as Chris Stewart will be hosting. Hopefully we'll have Greg Byrne, the Director of Athletics, joining us for that show. Still to be determined on that front, but Hey Coach in Tuscaloosa, Wednesday nights at 6 for the rest of the football season. And then we'll always have Crimson Drive, driven by NASCAR, streaming live once again at 2 o'clock on Thursday. And then after that, we'll get into our game week preparation for ECU with shows on Tuesday and Thursday all throughout football season. So make sure you're subscribed, especially on our YouTube channel. That's always the home of Crimson Drive, driven by NASCAR. Make sure you turn notifications on after you hit subscribe so you won't miss anything coming up from us on the Crimson Tide Sports Network. That's going to wrap up this busy Thursday edition of Crimson Drive, driven by NASCAR. Huge thanks to our guest, Laney Hennessy of Alabama Volleyball, as well as Mason Smith from the Crimson Tide soccer team. Thanks as well to Alabama Athletics for that footage of Ryan Grubb with his press conference from earlier in the week. We'll be talking more about Alabama's second scrimmage coming up next week on Crimson Drive, driven by NASCAR. Till then, have a great weekend. We look forward to seeing you again soon. Roll Tide, everyone.